Although this video series will mostly cover how to deal with the psychological consequences of injuries, it is also important to spend a couple of words on the prevention aspect. So this is again our model of sports injury and psychological sequelae model. And today I'm going to explain the first section, injury prevention. In this phase, the focus is on the healthy tissue with the aim of keeping it in that state. The narrative that surrounds this phase is that of equilibrium. The psychological response is of robustness, which can be improved with several psychological interventions. These include mental toughness, which is divided in 4 components: control, commitment, confidence, and challenge. But also recovery and stress management, and the latter has been proven to be extremely relevant in predicting injuries. The stress and injury model identifies the psychological antecedents that influence the stress response and impacts the probability of injury. Recent research confirmed this model, showing that too much stress, which we call distress, has a negative impact on stress circuits, like the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. But the studies also show that other psychological factors impact the probability of injury, including anxiety and negative mood, but also increased risk-taking and help-seeking avoidance. The importance of the social aspect is also seen in the impact of coaches that pressure athletes to perform even when they're ill or fatigued. So, how can we use this knowledge to our gain? Managing stress is fundamental. You must know that your training schedule is a stressful element and must be treated as such. This is why we differentiate between eustress and distress. Eustress is that drive that allows you to feel energetic and perform. Distress, on the other hand, prompts exhaustion and, in the long run, burnout. Does this remind you of something? Yeah, it's the same curve of anxiety, right? This is because anxiety is a form of stress. The difference in this case is that we're looking at a process that has a longer duration across time compared to anxiety. I hope.
Definitely don't want an injury right now. And this is like, I never had an injury, but I think this is the typical time to get one. When you kind of had a break for a while and then you're so psyched to get back and you pull a little harder than you should.
Some ways to modulate stress levels in training are usually adapted in professional training plans, like with progressive load or reactive periodization plans. But let's imagine that you don't want to change your training schedule because maybe you don't want to pay for them, but you still want to decrease your level of stress. There are 3 main factors that you can control and can have a very relevant impact on the probability of injuries: sleeping quality, nutrition, and social support. All 3 of them are usually very underestimated. Sleep quality doesn't only refer to sleeping enough, but also having a consistent sleeping pattern of deep sleep. If you are struggling with sleeping here, these are 10 tips that can help improve sleep hygiene. If these are not enough, please make sure to reach out for professional help, because a disrupted circadian rhythm has much worse implication than a decrease in climbing or sport performance. Very serious moment here. Nutrition not only requires that you reach your micro and macronutrients of the day, but also that you have a varied diet. So don't forget to eat different fruit and vegetables as much as you can, to have all vitamins and micronutrients that you need. Social support is a strong predictive factor in long-term psychological and physical health. Especially in this period after a long social deprivation for the pandemic, this is especially relevant. There are different types of social support: emotional, informational, instrumental, and companionship. Remember to nourish all of them as much as you can. Then we finally have the psychological interventions that target the mental processes that sustain all protective factors for healthy training. Here we find mental toughness developing programs and cognitive behavioral stress management interventions. If you'd like to know more details on these interventions, let me know by psyching up the like button. And maybe add a comment on which one you would like to know more about first. And for now, I'll see you in the next video and stay psyched. In this phase, the focus is on the healthy t-shirt.